Everyone, this is the July 17th to July 30th iteration release video for the digital experience conversion team. We're just going to go over what we've been up to for the last 2 weeks. And you know what? Maybe I'll start off actually, just while I have the mic. I'm going to share my screen because I want to show something. All right. Hopefully everyone can see my screen here. It's not the prettiest thing to show, but the bulk of the work that I've been up to for the last 2 weeks is trying to figure out how to bring down the size of our packages. So that's slippers and the navigation, because right now they're taking a little too long to load. So I've done a lot of investigation and found out the culprit was from the icons. As you can see in this image, slippers core and BE navigation include the icons, and you can see that they're quite larger than all these little squares here. So just for reference, all these little squares are individual pages. So as you can see, slippers and the navigation are pretty much the size of our whole site combined. And so we want to bring that down. And so I did some testing and I spoke with the foundations team and the way that they do it. And I came up with, this is one of the solutions. And as you can see, slippers is a lot smaller. So I didn't apply the same changes to the navigation, but I did to slippers. So you can see it's not as big. It's about probably an eighth of the size that it was before. So probably about 1 second page load time, which according to, I think it was the recent study from Amazon, that like for every 1 second is 10% drop off or something like that. So hopefully we'll see some changes, but before I get this in, it might be a couple days. It's a lot of work to switch it over, and then all the way we reference icons in Buyer Experience need to change. So it'll be a large process, but we'll hopefully get that done soon. And what else I've been up to? Justin was out, so I had to take on a lot of his responsibilities, which were a little overwhelming, but I got it all done. So yeah, and apart from that, I think there's just a couple bugs, one of them for the ROI calculator. But I'll hand it off to Tina. Do you want to go next?
Sure. Go sharing the screen. This was the short iteration for me. I had a few days of PTO. In terms of releases, I worked on the all remote page. I had a request from the SNS team. Lauren asked me to take a look at, I guess they're reskinning the page and asked me to take a look at it. This is the existing page. So I just did a really quick mock-up for them. Just really just like an MVC. So just using exactly the content there, but using slippers. Aside from that, I also made this really cute walkthrough video of all our work on the homepage that we did for Q2. And yeah, those are the only things I really released. Aside from that, I've been really just busy reviewing the homepage review app and collecting feedback and actioning feedback on the platform page and homepage and scrambling to get copy and images. So that's it for me. I'll pass it over to Margaret.
Yep. So for this iteration, I worked on the homepage redesign. I worked on some feedback and some content updates. I also worked on the diversity, inclusion, and belonging landing page, which is now released. And I worked on a couple of word tour pages for Palo Alto and Irvine. And I think that's for my iteration. I'm just gonna pass it over to Miracle.
Hi, this iteration was a little bit short for me. I got back from Europe last week, so I'm a little bit jet lagged. But for this iteration, I worked on the pricing page. It had some human translations that needed to be updated. I also worked on the GitLab 16 page. Post-event, there were some layout changes and some content changes. I also worked on, there was a bug that needs to be fixed on the company page. It's in the final stages of review with Jess right now. And I also worked on updating the free trial page in the product. I can show that really quick. So I added this Zillow logo over here, and I'm just waiting for our next steps now. And then I also worked on our marketing cookie bug. Unfortunately, that's only happening in production, so it's a little bit difficult to work on because the code for that cookie lives in the product or in the GDK. And since that's not our normal code base, I kind of have to find an engineer that works in that regularly to kind of figure out what to do next or how they normally handle production only bugs. And the last thing I worked on was the OneTrust bug we have for California users. It looks like it's something that's going to take me some more time because that also is just happening in production, and it's just not something I can recreate locally. And with that, I'll hand it to Justin.
Nathan.
Thanks. I think that's it for us. We'll see everybody in, I guess it's the retro.